Sergei Leshchenko is a Ukrainian journalist turned lawmaker who staked his career on fighting corruption. He takes us for a quick drive through Kiev to show us where this man used to work. Paul Manafort, former Trump campaign manager, now under scrutiny.
It used to be office of Paul Manafort.
This, he says, is where a potentially crucial bit of evidence was found, a suspicious invoice that appears to be personally signed by Paul Manafort. Paul Manafort worked in Ukraine for years, mostly advising former President Viktor Yanukovych, a leader backed by Russian President Vladimir Putin, and so deeply unpopular for his rampant corruption that he was chased out of his multi-billion-dollar palace and into exile in Russia. Angry protesters set fire to his party headquarters in 2014, but not before a group of citizens saved some documents inside, including a handwritten list of cash payments that's known in Ukraine as the Black Ledger. Manafort's name is scrawled 22 times for a total of $12.7 million. When the ledger surfaced in the midst of the Trump campaign last year, Manafort told CNN allegations of corruption were, quote, unfounded, silly, and nonsensical. He said, quote, I have never received a single off-the-books cash payment. But Sergii Leshchenko now has this, an invoice that appears to be personally signed by Paul Manafort, stamped with the Ukrainian company registration number. The date, 14th of October 2009, and the amount, $750,000, are an exact match to a Manafort entry on the Black Ledger. CNN has not been able to verify the authenticity of the document. We asked Paul Manafort to verify the document and his signature. His spokesman told us the allegations were, quote, baseless, and sent this response. Paul Manafort does not recognize those documents, and that is not his signature. We compared Leshchenko's scanned signature pages to Department of Justice documents filed and signed by Manafort, now available online.
This is the first time we see Manafort's signature in this Ukrainian side of his story.
The invoice shows 501 units of assorted computer equipment sold by Davis Manafort to a Neocom Systems, a Belize-registered shell company with a bank account listed in Kyrgyzstan. Leshchenko says the document was found last year in a locked safe by a cleaning crew inside the former offices of Davis Manafort.
Looks like Manafort was not only political consultant, but also trader of computer processors. I'm sure that it's fake invoice, fake contract, just to artificially establish legal basis for transaction of this huge amount of money.
Do you think this is money laundering?
I believe it has to be investigated, and this issue has to be checked during the investigation. In my journalist experience, it looks like money laundering and wire fraud.
Has the FBI contacted you about this information?
I cannot tell you about this. So let's say this, no comment.
We asked Leshchenko if the FBI now has a copy of this document. He would not comment, but for Leshchenko, the paper trail provides evidence that must be investigated. Atika Schubert, CNN, Kiev.